Welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss, and we are on the road again, and we're going to visit Portage County. A whole bunch of really great places, maybe places you've never been before, or some you forgot about, and we're going to revisit. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to start. Well, how do you get here? Well, I'll tell you how. You go down I-480, and where it ends, you're going to run into Route 14. And when you hit Route 14, you're going to find a great place. It's called Jim's Open Kitchen 2, and running it. Here it is. Kathleen, how are you?
Great, how are you, dear?
Pretty good. So I came in, I was expecting to find Jim. So who is Jim?
Jim is my father. He started a restaurant in Solon in 1956.
So that would be Jim's Open Kitchen 1.
The original, yes.
So is this 2 a TWO or a 200?
TOO.
TOO.
Like Jim's Open Kitchen also.
Yeah, also.
Yes.
So here we are. And this opens at what time in the morning then?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. And is it like this from 7 o'clock all the way to now?
Hopefully, right?
Yeah,
but yes, mostly.
Because I looked at my watch and it's heading towards 2 o'clock right now. You close at 2, right?
Yep.
And you're busy all the way up until 2 o'clock?
Yes, usually.
So what's so good about Jim's Open Kitchen 2?
That we prepare everything fresh. We use real ingredients, real food. We exceptional service here, and we do our best to get you in and out as quick as possible.
And one of the things I noticed here that was very interesting is every customer I've seen walk in and talk to somebody, everybody knows each other's name.
Absolutely, absolutely. We make it our business to get friendly and get to know everyone, and they feel like family here.
So let's run through the menu a little bit. So we're talking about breakfast and lunch. So what are some of the most popular breakfast items?
By far, the ultimate Herb Nelson, which is home fries,
Who's Herb
cheese,
Nelson?
onion. He was a customer in Solon, right? And he stood behind my dad and he said, "Hey, could you scramble my eggs into my home fries?" My dad's like, "Sure. Well, can you put a little onions and cheese in there?" He's like, "Sure." Then the guy next to him at the counter said, "Well, wait a second, that looks pretty good. Let me try that." And now it's the #1 thing on our menu.
Okay, is there a lunch item like that too?
Well, we have our Jimbo Burger, which is our version of like a Big Mac sandwich, but 100 times better.
100 times better? What makes it 100 times better?
Just the fresh meat. We patty our burgers fresh every morning, and we just put a lot of love in everything that we make.
So you talk about the original Jim. I see some other relatives in here too, huh?
My 2 daughters are here, yes.
Okay, so we got the 2 daughters, and I guess we're gonna go talk to somebody in the kitchen, Alyssa, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go talk to Alyssa.
All right. Alyssa,
I heard you're the one back here cracking eggs and chopping stuff up and all that kind of stuff.
Yep, that's me.
So what time do you get started in the morning here?
I get here about 6 o'clock, and then we leave at about 3 o'clock after it's all said and done.
Okay, so you got that big breakfast rush. How do you get ready for them? What do you get going here? How many guys you got working in here?
We usually have 3 to 4 guys working, yeah.
So it's a pretty big crew.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I was talking a little bit to Kathleen. Somebody told me they call her Squid.
Yes.
How did that happen?
She got the nickname from her sister. They got into an argument one time, and she started wailing her arms around, and they started calling her Squid, and it just stuck ever since. So yeah.
It is a real family
it
affair,
is,
huh?
yes.
The daughters here got you. Hey, so she was telling me about some kind of special that started like 58 years ago or something named after one of the people in Solon.
Herb Nelson?
Yeah, the Herb Nelson. How do you make a Herb Nelson?
So it consists of our amazing home fries. We put onions, eggs, and we mix it all up together with American cheese. And that's just a Herb Nelson.
And I want to know what makes the home fries so amazing.
The love that gets put into them.
Oh, come on. It's got to be more than that, right?
No, it's really simple. We just boil them, and then we peel them, and we grill them. That's it.
I see some strawberries in the case. I see some whipped cream. What kind of things do you make like that?
We have milkshakes. We have a fried banana sundae. We have waffle sundaes. We actually just made banana Foster bread pudding, which is delicious. Yes. And we also have Grandpa's rice pudding that's been passed down for generation to generation, and we still make it here today.
You know, it's really funny. I came in the front door, and a lot of people go, "Oh, we watch a show. We do this, we do that. Oh, you gotta talk about food. Oh, it's homemade. It's just like eating at home, and it's like everything is made from scratch here."
Yes, that's what we strive for every day. Yep.
Jim's Open Kitchen too. So when you
Yes.
see Kathleen up front, can you call her Squid, or she won't like that?
Oh no, you can call her Squid. Oh, absolutely.
You can call her Squid.
She'd answer better to Squid.
And you know, Alyssa, we've got 2 daughters working here,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And when you come in here, you're going to feel like you know everybody.
Exactly.
It's sort of like the Cheers of diners, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody knows your name.
Yep, they sure do.
Fantastic stuff. So our trip to Portage County is going to continue, so let's find out what Natalie's up to.
Something new has popped up in Ravenna, and it's a sweet shop known for two things, popcorn and chocolate.
Pop started with a homemade recipe for caramel popcorn, and then since then has expanded into chocolates and candies and confections. So we make a whole lot of things here ourselves using our own recipes and as many local ingredients as we possibly can. I was home for about a dozen years with my boys, so I've got 4 boys, and it was kind of a sanity saver. I would sort of I always liked baking, I always liked cooking, and so making candy was something that was really intellectually stimulating and kind of challenging. And so I loved popcorn, so I would just kind of gradually work on different recipes. So we still have the shop in Kent, but we were doing a lot of our chocolate production, and we do some wholesale, like corporate gifts and things like that. So we outgrew that space that we were doing it in, so we needed more space. And as we looked around, quality of life was important to us. You know, we're a family business. And Ravenna just is kind of like percolating this optimism. There's a lot of excitement, and we found this building that we just really fell in love with. It's got all this history, it's beautiful, and it's like the perfect layout. August is just kind of an expansion of me making the candies. So they're all, you know, kind of like our unique recipes. We do the caramel, like the soft caramel from scratch. We do, like, you know, nougat, nut clusters, things like that. So it's really just an extension of the candy making, and it kind of complements the popcorn. This is my son Leo, and he's making peanut butter meltaways today. So our peanut butter meltaway is one of our most popular candies. It's kind of like a Buckeye, but so much better. So we make our handmade peanut butter meltaway filling, and then he loads it up on the enrober here, and as it goes through like a curtain of chocolate that covers it, and then as it comes through out on the other side, it just sets up overnight, and then we can box it up and it's ready to go the next day. Having a family business, it's kind of unique in this day and age where it's like a true family business where you're working with your teenage sons, but it's a lot of fun, and I think they get to see a side of business and retail and kind of people interaction that's valuable for them, and I certainly love having the help. And we really don't fight that much. We all get along really well. We'll always have the 6 that we have in the case all the time. And then different holidays, different times of year, we'll have special popcorns. Our best-selling popcorn is our caramel popcorn with sea salt. We sell more of that than anything else. When it comes to combinations, I really like our Firehouse caramel is like a spicy caramel mixed with our white cheddar, so you get like sweet and spicy and savory, kind of all at once. That's really good. Thank you so much, I really appreciate it. Having support from the community like Ravenna and Kent is great, it's perfect.
Popped is on Main Street in Ravenna. Their original store is still going strong in Kent. When we come back, meet the woman who's spreading sunshine.
Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. There's a group of artisans in Manaway who are making a difference across the nation, one rocking horse at a time. It's called Heroes Rock.
Heroes Rock is a nonprofit 501c3 that builds tribute rockers for the children of our country's fallen heroes. That includes armed forces, police, and firefighters. It started back in 2011. We'd been building rockers for a short time, and we heard the story on the news of Christopher Thibodeau. He's from Chesterland. CW2 Christopher Thibodeau was an Apache pilot in Afghanistan, lost his life in a crash just 2 weeks after he learned he was to be a father.
My son was the first person that Heroes Rock did a tribute rocker for. My grandson was the first recipient. And the stuff they do is just amazing. Yeah, Scott talks about it. It's not just the kids, it's the family. It's everybody. You know you're not alone. And that's the hardest part of the whole thing, is that feeling of being left alone.
Within days, we started Heroes Rock and come up with the name. Didn't know how to run a charity. We just had the idea we wanted to do something for his unborn child. And it just went from there, and to the date, we've got 47 rockers that go from coast to coast, from Dover Air Force Base all the way to the West Coast in California. My wife and I work close with the family as far as the design. We try and we do whatever they want, whether it's the military vehicle that they rode in, or it could be their favorite animal, or even we've done pets dressed in their dress blue uniforms. Whatever they want. We want to incorporate their personality. We want, when the child grows up, we want them to know who their parent was and what they actually stood for. We've got volunteers that come out every Saturday. As a matter of fact, Christopher Thibodeau's father spends about every weekend out here paying it forward to the other Gold Star families.
I tell people all the time, the very first time I saw my whole family smile at the same time was when they delivered that first rocker. We work on nothing but donations, and all the donations go into the rockers that we do. And if people want to help, that's the best way, because without it, we do nothing.
The one that's in the back there is a dragon, which we actually raffled off to pay for our last trip. And the lady who won it redonated it. And right now we're looking for a family for that to go to, or a children's hospital. She wanted it to go to someplace special. It's taken us across the country, and the people we've met just make you appreciate them a whole lot.
Chris would have been down here every Saturday with me. He loves stuff like this, and he loved the idea of, giving things. That's just the way he was. So I mean, we joke around about Chris being down here in the shop. Every time we can't find something, he tucks it away. 10 minutes after you don't need it anymore, there it is, right in front of you. So he'd have loved this. He'd have loved every minute of it.
Our whole thing is to bring everybody together to say thank you, and that we appreciate their service and their sacrifice.
The best place to make a donation or to get involved with Heroes Rock is online.
Well, here is someone else that's bringing sunshine and love all over. This is Debbie, and we're at Sunshine Cupcakes. I love your place. This is seriously, you walk in and you feel like you're just surrounded by beautiful colors and a whole lot of love and sugar. Right?
A little bit of sugar.
Just a little bit, right? What made you start this beautiful place?
Well, you know what? The Cupcake Shop came across my life. I had no intention of owning a business, and I wasn't even a baker. And
Really?
the business came across my path, and I just felt this draw to do this, and then the story began.
It just took off from there.
Right?
So cupcakes are your centerpiece, shall we say, right? That's what you're
Yes.
really known for.
Yes.
But I see that you have a whole tray, well, I should say a whole shelving full of cookies.
Yes.
And if you're coming in from out of town, there's a perk and maybe yet a small drawback to coming on Tuesdays. Why? Because Tuesdays are a big deal around here.
Right. That's our Customer Appreciation Day. Our customers know we appreciate them, but I'm going to tell you, we see everybody on Tuesday. So you can walk out the door with a 2-pack all day long for $2.
So 2 cupcakes for $2.
2 cupcakes.
So it's going to be busy, but again, you're getting a great deal when you come in here.
Right,
on
right,
Tuesdays.
right. Yes.
Well, I've been standing here, I've been behaving, I haven't moved a muscle, but I have to try one, and I would love to get back in there and help you out. I
okay.
know you have a great staff that's here.
We
Can I get
do.
an apron and we'll go
Let's get you
to
an
work?
apron. Yes.
Let's get to work.
Let's do this.
So this is where all the magic happens back here, right?
This is it. This is our
We
bakery.
got a lot of people hard at work right
We
now.
do. I have the best staff on the planet.
Well, I'm excited
down.
to help you out a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I see you put some stuff out, and
Oh
you
my.
thought, well, Natalie looks extremely talented, but can she really do it?
Oh, I
know you're
believe in
teasing.
you.
I'm just
I believe
teasing
in you.
I'm not, but I think I can make something happen here.
Okay, look how fun these
look
are.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so how do we begin? First, it starts with the beautiful
The beautiful cupcake
Beautiful
that
cupcake
Jeremy
itself.
bakes for us, yes.
So your son is your lead baker, huh?
And look at the side, it has the 3 colors in it. He is our head baker, yeah. Is that so neat?
They look so
Look at
pretty
this.
on their own.
Isn't that neat? Aw, they are good without
But
the
you gotta
icing.
add the icing.
Yes. So here's what we'll do. I'll go ahead and start with the base color, and I'll hand it off to you. We're
Okay.
going to go yellow, orange, and white.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
Can
good.
you give it? Have you ever done this?
I mean, I have, yes,
Okay,
but it never
okay.
ends up looking like you guys.
Well,
made
don't
it
make me look bad, though.
I won't. Oh, we'll try.
So you take a swirl around, and then stop yourself.
Okay, so that doesn't look too.
Nope. You try to fill the whole side. You can do
Until I mess
this.
it up.
We believe. Look how beautiful.
Oh, I didn't get it in the
Okay.
middle enough.
Okay. No, that's okay. We'll fill it in
Okay.
with orange.
All right.
So just pick up where you left off and do a swirl of orange.
Okay.
We're going to leave a little bit of room. Some candy corn out. Look at that. Okay. Then we're going to top it off with white.
They look so.
Look how cute.
You really gotta
piece of-
squeeze these.
You do, huh? It's not as easy as it looks.
I feel like
huh?
yours are a little bit more
What?
voluptuous.
No, it's
for lack-
wonderful. I
But
love it.
It's not bad. So a piece of candy corn. and
Piece of
we're done.
candy corn, yep. Isn't it so cute?
So you have this full staff working, I'm sure, around the clock because people,
yeah.
these fly off the shelf.
They fly
I
off the
guarantee
shelf.
you.
Oh yeah, we can't keep up.
So from
It's not a
the
bad problem, I
cupcake
guess.
cakes to the cupcakes, I mean, I just love it.
Right?
It's just so, you're so sweet.
Aw.
You are yourself, and I can only
How
imagine what this
wonderful.
place is like. You know what this means? The time's up, and
You're gonna eat one?
I have to try one.
I
That's
love
what I
it.
do. I mean, I'm gonna go for this just because I'm worried that do these stain your teeth?
It does,
Yeah,
yes.
that's why I had a feeling I should try this one.
Okay, now that's our
We'll see
wedding white.
This
Color
is the
for
wedding
candy
white.
corn.
So we're right on State Route 44 if you want to come here into town. It's a great spot, right on the main drag, and let me tell you, they will take really good care of you here. Sunshine Cupcakes. Uh-oh. We're going to a late night spot in Hiram next, so when we come back, let's stop here first before you go there. This is delicious. Wow.
Thank you.
Welcome back to New Day Cleveland as we continue to explore Portage County. Our next stop takes us to Garretts Ville. It's a former mill, but wait until you see what's brewing now.
We are a 2-level coffee shop. We have specialty coffees, espresso, tea, a full food menu, bakery, hand-dipped chocolates that are made locally. Our coffee is fair trade and organic. The space is designed to be something that's homey and comfortable. We wanted people to feel welcome when they came in. We wanted people to feel like they might have just arrived home, you know, that they could just hang out with friends for a few hours or even hang out and work for a few hours and not feel pressured to leave. The building's over 100 years old. It's the old feed mill. Farmers from all over would come here to have their grain ground. When we saw that this building was available, we came and visited it and we just fell in love with it. And we fell in love with just the idea of helping to bringing some more like positive energy to the area. The entire space is an outpouring of my husband and I. So he loves music, I love design, and he is an engineer by trade. So when I told him actually what the cost was for tables, he decided that he would build them. He'd never built furniture before in his life, and they're just turned out absolutely gorgeous. Across the walls, we've got old newspapers, actually from my grandma's basement. We've got old records from family members. We went around and collected dining room chairs from wherever we could find them. We've got a beautiful view of Main Street. It's just awesome to have that kind of spot in town. The downstairs is a space we use for private events. And the stonework on the wall is actually the exposed foundation, so it creates this cozy vibe. We have string lights across the space and a fireplace. So it really, you know, we've had 80th birthdays, first birthdays, surprise showers, all kinds of stuff down there. We do an all-day breakfast menu. We've got sandwiches, soups, we do desserts. We bake our own cookies in-house now. Lots of muffins and bagels, things like that. So we try and make sure that at any point of day you can get something, you know, that you're craving. The coffee itself is from our roaster in Boardman, Stone Fruit. And he's excellent at what he does, and we were so thrilled to find them. So we have kind of like a bartender sort of approach to our service. Now, our baristas actually love to find out what somebody's looking for if they don't know what they want to order, like what do they like, and then make recommendations and make specialty drinks based on what they're looking for. Seeing how people have created memories here. You know, we had someone get engaged here. We have, you know, friends who've met up after not seeing each other for years, and they're coming back. This is a space for people, that it's like a landing place. So that's probably, yeah, the most meaningful thing for us.
Cellar Door Coffee Company is located in Garretts Ville. It's about an hour drive from downtown Cleveland.
When the sun goes down, the excitement is just beginning in one place in Hiram. You might say it's got the best view in Portage County.
The Stevens Memorial Observatory was built as the second location for the Hiram College's telescope. It was built in 1939 following a fire in its original location over on the north end of campus. The telescope and the dome on our current observatory date from 1901. So it has a long tradition of college use at Hiram. It is an okay area to observe the night sky. We, in the wintertime especially, we have some pretty good sky, very dark. You can even see some star clusters with the unaided eye here. So it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And with a telescope, it's pretty darn good. The telescope is a 9-inch refractor. That means it has a lens in it and not a mirror to focus the light from the stars. And it was built by the Warner and Swasey Company in Cleveland, Ohio. There was believe it or not, there was a telescope factory located, I think it was at 55th Street in Cleveland. Every month we try to have an open house. You can come and go during the hours that we've set. Those hours vary somewhat with the season because of sunset. And of course it's all determined by what the quality of the sky is. If it's cloudy at night when we've got a scheduled event, we can't do it. It's a telescope and not a magic mirror. Parking is limited. Nearby streets are off limits to parking, so we instruct people to go down to the post office. It's near the main campus of Hiram College, and walk from there. It's not a very long walk. Everyone's invited. There's no charge. And no reservations required. So they just show up during our open hours, and we try to give them a good view of the sky. You think you know what the moon looks like, but when you look at it through a telescope like this, it is just something else entirely. And they say, is that a picture you've glued on there? It's just too clear. And that's the kind of remarks that we get. And it's seeing the solar system, seeing the universe anew, with new eyes, thanks to the telescope here.
Stevens Memorial Observatory has special viewing nights at least one day a month, and you can discover what that day is online. Still to come, baking bread in Brimfield. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland and our road trip to Portage County. And now we're going to head over to Brimfield, to a place called Brimfield Bread Oven.
Brimfield Bread Oven is a European-style artisan bakery specializing in wood-fired oven baked goods. We do bread, pastry, pizza, and we also have a really nice selection of coffee and tea. We probably make about 300 or 400 pieces total, so that's bread and rolls, snack foods, and another 200 or 300 pieces of pastry every day. Using a nice hot masonry oven like we have with steam for that nice crispy crust.
Are you gonna be a baker when you grow up?
Say bread. My wife Genevieve and I wanted to have some sort of small business. We initially just wanted a coffee shop, but then I kind of fell into the baking trade mostly just by chance. I had a friend give me a job in a bakery and I fell in love very quickly. And that pretty quickly shaped the direction we were gonna go. We do a lot of really nice sourdough breads. We do a basic, mostly white flour sourdough that's pretty popular. We do one with cranberries and walnuts that a lot of people enjoy. The most popular is our multigrain sourdough. It's got a variety of whole grain flours plus a variety of seeds and is great with just about anything. Makes good breakfast toast, makes a really good sandwich. Traditional, no preservatives, simple breads, organic flour, as much whole grain as possible. Sourdough process, that's a big part, I think, of the European tradition. It's using natural leavening instead of commercial yeast. Although we do make a lot of bread with commercial yeast, we try to use sourdough whenever we can. It's our French dough that we make our baguette and French loaves out of. Just a nice pepperoni and a really good sharp cheddar cheese and some herbs on the outside. And we just bake it in a nice hot oven so it gets nice and textured well. Pretty simple. Something I learned from my very first baking job. And something I was a little reluctant to make here, but my dad encouraged me to, and it's been a really popular item. The Danish with the egg in the middle is a really popular thing. One of my favorite ones is the Laugen croissant, the pretzel croissant that we make. It's just our croissant dipped in lye like a pretzel, and then covered with like everything bagel seeds. Very tasty.
Anything else for you today? A chocolate croissant.
We are very fortunate to have a pretty skilled pastry chef in Christina Mariola. And she came to us with a lot of cake decorating and cake making experience, but we just hadn't really thought that we would be a bakery that served that sort of thing. But we kind of gave her the opportunity to try that out a little bit, and it has been an absolute huge success for us. So we've kind of let her run with that. Seeing satisfied customers, seeing people come in and get something that they enjoy, something that reminds them of home if they're a European. That's it for sure.
Brimfield Bread Oven is located in Brimfield on Route 43.
Bike enthusiast or you just want to, look cool, you have to come here to Bear's Vintage Metalworks. Mama Bear happens to be right here where we normally will find her when you come in. Where's Bear? In the back? Okay, let's go this way. He's hiding behind Tom. Hey, Bear!
Hi! How you doing? Nice to see you. How you doing?
Thanks for letting me borrow this.
Oh, you look
I
awesome.
felt like I had to look the part. I don't normally consider myself a biker girl, but for today,
Natalie
I
Fonzie.
feel like I'm the female Fonz right here. Hey, right?
Yeah.
This place is awesome. And it really is, it's a destination.
It is.
Everywhere you look, the walls are covered. This is a huge building. This is an old building, right? That you've basically kept as is, too.
It was built in 1881, so it's about 138 years old. And it turned out to be an awesome motorcycle shop for the display of the parts. And you know, for the people who show up here.
I feel like I fit in with this wall right here with this jacket on
You
too.
do.
So what? Again, I don't know the names of them. I just know that these are the
Saddlebags.
pouches. Okay, saddlebags. Those are
saddlebags.
the pouches you put on the side of a motorcycle.
That's
They're
right.
saddlebags.
Saddlebags.
I'm learning a lot. You can learn a lot from coming to places like this too. And the other neat thing he does here is you make lights.
Steampunk.
The steampunk
This is the
lights.
steampunk lamps, yeah. This one here is made out of a refrigerator unit, out of a refrigerator from the early days, and I just put my spin on it.
So when he's not busy working in the store, he's busy working at home, creating things like this, which I think people wouldn't normally think they can find something like that in here. And then they come in and they're also pleasantly surprised by that.
And then this is something else
No,
that we do.
Are these custom?
These are custom seats. We will do anybody brings their bike to me, brings their seat, I will custom make a seat for them.
That's really awesome.
And this is like a type of a snake skin here, an ostrich.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, I know what these are called. These are tires. So this
These
is the
are
tire
tires.
room. At least I know one thing
Okay.
on a motorcycle
Yeah.
is. So this is your tire room.
This is the tire room.
And then you walk back here.
And this
It's
is-
just room after room.
Well, right now we have approximately between 600 and 700 seats in our store at any given time.
And they're all over the
And
place.
we
They're
have
everywhere
them
you look.
upstairs, downstairs, around everywhere we can hang one, we have a seat.
You also have some pretty cool motorcycles here.
Uh-huh.
This one happens to be the neatest thing I've ever seen. And this was your wife's find, right? She
That-
wanted this.
That's correct. She traded her wedding ring for that back in 1978. Yes.
She must have really loved this
She
bike.
wanted it, and then after she got it, she made me change the color, put the chrome on it, you know, had to make it her own.
Of course, you know
Yeah.
what, you do everything you can for your woman. I
Oh,
admire it very much.
absolutely.
You have some really neat old ones up there. What's the oldest motorcycle you have?
1915. It's in the museum, and we do have a separate museum in the front.
So what else do you have in your museum in there besides, you know, you have that
Everything
motorcycle?
memorabilia-wise.
Mhm.
If you know, it's anytime there was a product made, basically it's from Harley Davidson. Is what we kind of specialize in. So at any time that they put their name on something, and if we're able to find it, we put it in a museum for people to see.
Okay.
And
So
it's
you
memorable.
aren't necessarily a licensed Harley
We are
dealer.
not.
You're not.
We are not a licensed dealer, and we try not to represent ourselves as being affiliated with Harley Davidson. But we sell parts that fit Harley Davidson, and it's kind of a lifestyle for us. So it's kind of a fine line. We sell aftermarket parts that fit Harley Davidson motorcycles, but we're not a Harley dealer.
So this is a guy who really knows his stuff. You come in here, depending on the season though, give them a call first or check their website because depending on the season,
Our
you might only
winter
be open
hours,
3 days
we're
a
here
week.
3 days a week on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
So keep that in mind, but cool stop. You might come back with a few parts. Even if you're not a bike lover, I love this here. It's a really neat, fun
you.
stop
Thank
to
you.
make on your destination trip here to Portage County. Thank you so much for
Oh,
having us
not a
in here.
problem.
I really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
It's nice to meet you. I'm going to
Thank
walk on out here
you.
with the coat.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm going to get your coat back.
That's awesome.
Much more from Portage County when we return. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. We are loving this road trip here in Portage County. This next stop, it's in Rootstown. It's the perfect place to sit back and relax.
Barrel Run is a fourth generation farmer winery. Two brothers started it, Chad and Nick. It's kind of a hobby and it's gone from there. We have 14 variations of wine. We are Portage County's only winery with a working vineyard. 80% of our wines is from our grapes. 100% of our apple wine is from our apples. We go everywhere from reds to whites, dry to sweet. Pretty much anything you like we can do for you. Plus we also got 6 to 8 sangria flavors. We have a wine tasting room. We have a smaller kitchen. Chef Anna is our chef in there. She makes some really good dishes and live music on Friday and Saturday nights. We're an old farmhouse, you can see over there. It's been redone on the inside. We have a wine bar, probably about 16 tables downstairs. We got 2 meeting rooms upstairs,
One has a couple tables, the other one has a larger table. You can come in small groups, you can come in as a couple. There's plenty of seating in there. We can do tastings, we can do samples, we can do flights, glasses, bottles, and I hope you leave with a case or two. We kind of got a train theme going here. The tracks are right over there. That's part of where everything comes from. Most of our wine does have a train theme. And it's quiet. We're on Industry Road, and it's very laid back here. Again, live music on Fridays and Saturdays, anywhere from a one-man band up to a five-piece band. Carl is our vineyard guy, and he knows more about the wines. I'm here to sell them. He's here to make them.
My job is to make sure that everything that needs to be sprayed gets sprayed, make sure that our canopies are managed appropriately, make sure that we keep good weed control through the season, and to bring in the best crop that we possibly can bring in. We've got about 12 acres of grapes altogether. We have mostly University of Minnesota hybrids, which are relatively new varieties of grape. The most important ones for us are Frontenac Gris, Marquette. We also grow a variety of other things, but those are by far our most important, and they produce most of our most popular wines. One of our most popular ones is called Tipsy Conductor. It's produced from these vines right here. This is Frontenac Gris. It's semi-sweet. It's sort of reminiscent to a Riesling, but there are some important differences. It's like a lot more citrusy, some stronger flavors of melon. There's a lot to learn about. You can go down this rabbit hole as deeply as you want to. You'll never run out of things to learn or new things to investigate, and I appreciate that very much. I think the important thing would be to know that if you come here, there will be something that will suit your taste.
Barrel Run Crossings Winery and Vineyard is located in Rootstown.
Did you know that Portage County is home to a world-class woodcarver who's even won world-class awards? Well, you can check it out. You can even bring some home.
We established the J. Leonard Gallery 3 years ago, Thanksgiving. I had opportunity to acquire this property. I've been interested in it for years, and a friend of mine offered it to me. And Liz, my lady friend, and I do a lot of artwork. She does pet portraits and so on. And we looked at the building, and yeah, I want it. And then I said, I was going to rent it originally, and I said, wait a minute, we need a gallery out here because I don't have a place to show my work, only a few shows here and there. She had no place to show her work and the jewelry and so on. And then we started out with 6 artists. We offer mostly local artists, and we offer them at a low percentage, so it makes availability to the other local artists to sell their work at a reasonable rate. Gives them an outlet they normally wouldn't have unless they do shows, and a lot of them don't. Some of them do this on the side and they're retired and so on. So over the years we've gathered more people. We started with 6, we're up to 30 now at least. A lot of things here you will not find anywhere else. My carvings are nowhere else to be seen. Liz's pet portraits and some of these other artists, we have exclusives on them. And so when people come in here, they're actually quite amazed. We've had people refer to this place as a museum, which I find excessively complimentary, and it's wonderful. It's a working gallery. I do work here. Liz does her paintings here. I started out doing a lot of restoration work, restoring the old animals, and we still do some restoration on the antique carousel horses. I've had a lot of them come through the door that people thought were antique and they were not. They're bogus or the reproduction, and we educated them on those. But I've been doing the carving for close to 50 years now. Okay, well Liz is pretty much a portrait artist at this point in time, I guess. She does pet portraits primarily for people with cats, dogs, horses, whatever, and works from photographs. Does a marvelous job. She also paints some of the carousel pieces and horses and animals that I've done, and she covers up my mistakes, basically. But anyhow, so she operates or manages the gallery as well. Then she's into the jewelry. It's sort of a hobby gone crazy, so she has vintage and newer jewelry. She restores and repairs and cleans and sells. We have 2 counters of that, which is done well for her, and gives us another entity to the variety of the gallery. And then we have a driftwood carver. Comes from Mentor area, and Ray Thurston. Ray's been with us since we started. And then we have scroll saw cutouts from Dave DeZino, who's from the Wellington area. We have the metal fountains, and we have yard sculptures out of stainless steel and copper. And then we have some live edge furniture from another people from Manaway, Snyder's. And then we have Heidi Haas, who does ornaments for us, and she does some other flat pieces. We have cutting boards and trivets. We have some vintage things in one of the cases back here. We have blown glass as well. We have fused glass. Sandy Seppo does a fused glass. We have some old furniture I picked up that can be revamped. Some of it's ready to go. Some barn beams. Just a big variety of things that things we like, we think are going to sell, and it's done fairly well. And I'm bringing in hopefully 2 more buildings pretty soon to accommodate more things that we have. Again, they're going to see things here they won't find anywhere else.
J. Leonard Gallery and Vintage Emporium is located in Garretts Ville. When we return, we're headed to Streetsboro.
Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. Our final stop is in Streetsboro. It's time to do a little treasure hunting at Streetsboro Antique Mall.
Streetsboro Antiques is a multi-vendor facility. We lease the space to individuals. They bring their items, price them, we sell them on their behalf. It's very easy, super simple. The vendors don't have to be here in order to sell their merchandise. I've always been into antique items. My husband and I enjoy going antiquing ourselves, but the time is of the essence, and we had this bright idea of building an antique mall and having the vendors bring the items to us. When you walk through the door, you will find many unique items, including knickknacks, furniture, jewelry, glassware, collectible items. Every once in a while there is holiday items, from Christmas trees to Halloween decorations, Easter, you name it. We do have some handmade items, jewelry specifically. The jewelry is made by a local gal who lives just a few miles away from here. Everything is made from scratch. When shoppers come in, I do encourage them to walk through more than once in a different direction, because every time you walk through, you will find something new that you haven't seen the last time. All of the items here are very, very unique, something that you will not find in a Walmart or a Target. For a lot of our shoppers, when they come in, it's like a walk down the memory lane for them. Oftentimes we hear, I remember seeing this in my grandma's house. I remember my grandma didn't let me touch it when I was growing up, and here it is for sale. I can touch it, I can look at it, I can actually purchase it and own it. Some of the vendors that we have do this for a living. Others find this place as an easy way to reduce things that they have acquired from a family member that has passed away. Some start out reducing their collections and then end up making a living doing this. People come and go. It's an ever-changing atmosphere. Never in my life did I think I would be in business doing this, but I love every minute of it, absolutely. Stop by and check the place out. You never know what you'll find here.
Streetsboro Antique Mall is on Route 14. They are closed on Mondays. Well, can you believe it? We've wrapped up our road trip here in Portage County. So we visited 7 different communities, and there's so much more to see, do, and explore when you're in each town. So make a day of it. Let me tell you, you can go to our website, fox8.com, just click on that New Day tab, because we've listed a complete lineup of all the places we visited today. So start there and just enjoy yourself. I'm Natalie Herbig, and for David Moss as well. We'll see you on the next New Day Cleveland.